Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Wednesday, April the 10th. Last NBA slate of the regular season, 11 game main slate. Like always, going to go through each position, talk about some of the guys that I like today, some of the players that stand out to me. I'll try and cover some of the injury news, but there's a lot of potential injury news that we're still waiting on Wednesday. Guys that sat out Tuesday, we don't know if they're going to be out again Wednesday. That's something we'll have to wait and see on. Some guys were questionable going into Tuesday and played. It'll be interesting to see if they play again. Curry, someone, for example, that left the game Tuesday, did not return. Should be interesting to see if he plays. I would assume he doesn't, since the Warriors already said that they were going to sit two of their starters on Tuesday and then sit the other two on Wednesday. Durant and Klay Thompson both sat out Tuesday, so I'd assume that probably Curry and Boogie, or Curry and Draymond and Boogie, all three of those guys are going to sit today, which is definitely going to open up value. I expect there to be a ton of value today. Should be pretty easy to pay up for the studs that you want. So we'll start off at point guard. Look at the studs here. Just before we do get started, though, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. But yeah, the top point guard option today, Russell Westbrook, 11,800 in the matchup with the Bucks. I do like Westbrook here. It is a back-to-back for OKC, but OKC, I believe, is one of the few teams that's still fighting for playoff seeding, still playing their starters big minutes. So Westbrook at 11,800 on a slate where we're going to have plenty of value. I think it's definitely worth paying up for. Like him on both sites, 53 on Yahoo. Like I said, Westbrook just playing huge minutes right now. I'd imagine he continues to finish out the regular season playing about 38 minutes a night. As I'm recording this video, that Houston OKC game just started Tuesday night. We'll see how Westbrook does. I'd assume if he has a big game that he's going to be ready to go out there tonight on Wednesday and play another big amount of minutes. And even though it is a back-to-back, and even though it is the last game of the season, I would expect Westbrook continues to go out there and play big minutes. He's one of the few players in the league that doesn't like to rest, wants to go out there and play. So I like him a lot today at 11,800. Other point guards, though, you could potentially consider. I think Kemba Walker, assuming Charlotte still has something to play for, Kemba at 9,500 is definitely worth this price tag if you want to pay up for him. I think Trae Young at 8,900 as well is a guy you could look to. That matchup against the Pacers, though, is very tough for Trae Young. You do have Donovan Mitchell for 100 less, who I think would be a really good play today, especially if Ricky Rubio is out. I like Donovan Mitchell quite a bit on Yahoo. He's at shooting guard over here, and he's $39. The shooting guard position in general on a nightly basis is not very good. It doesn't look like it's going to be very good on Wednesday night, so I think paying up for Mitchell on Yahoo makes a ton of sense. I do like him quite a bit over there. On DraftKings, with how the positions shake out, there's definitely other guys we could look to around Mitchell's price range. His teammate Rudy Gobert, an example. We'll talk about him, though, when we get to center. Curry, the same price as Mitchell, I expect is going to sit today since he left Tuesday's game with an injury. Really no need for Warriors to push Curry out there in a meaningless game against Memphis. So I think Curry's going to sit today. That's going to open up some value. We will talk about Quinn Cook in a second when we get down to that value tier. Ben Simmons, though, I think would be the last stud option I would consider. 8,700 against the Bulls, especially if Embiid sits today. He sat on Tuesday. If he sits again, Simmons, definitely a guy you could look to. But now going to this mid-range, you're looking for plays here. Eric Bledsoe, I want to like against OKC, especially since Giannis is out, but we just don't know what Bledsoe's minutes are going to look like. He only played like 25 minutes in their last game against the Hawks. I would imagine they're going to limit his minutes since it's the last game of this regular season. They want him healthy for the playoffs. I have a feeling Milwaukee's going to run out a bunch of their young guys for this game against OKC. So Bledsoe obviously has a lot of upside, but is a bit concerning since he's not playing a ton of minutes right now. So other point guards we could potentially look to if we're looking for guys maybe that are cheaper. Tyus Jones, a guy at 5,700, I don't mind today, especially if Karl-Anthony Towns is out again. Towns was out Tuesday. Wouldn't mind Jones here if Towns is out. That's more usage for Jones, more usage to go his way. But now let's go ahead and talk about this value. So Quinn Cook, 3,800, I expect to be one of the more popular value plays today. I'm assuming Steph Curry is going to sit. It looks like he is going to, since the Warriors have already said they're going to sit two of their four starters. for Tuesday, and we know the two that sat were Durant and Thompson. I would imagine Curry is going to sit here, especially since he got injured on Tuesday. That just makes it even more likely that he's going to sit this one out. So Quinn Cook, where he's minimum price on Yahoo in 3,800 on DraftKings, I think is a great value here, assuming Curry is out. The minutes should be there. I imagine the Warriors are going to play a lot of their young guys for this meaningless game. They're going to give their young guys big minutes. I expect Cook probably plays about 30-plus minutes here. At 3,800, definitely a value play that makes a ton of sense today. He could easily go for 30, 35 DraftKings points. So I think Quinn Cook, if you're going cheap at point guard, is definitely the best option that stands out there. But now moving on to shooting guard. At this position, I really like Donovan Mitchell. We talked about him. I think he's a great play today in this matchup with the Clippers, especially if Ricky Rubio is out. Love Mitchell. Chris Middleton, a guy that I want to consider, but again, he's part of the Bucks kind of studs that's been getting limited minutes lately. Bledsoe been playing limited minutes. Middleton, I expect, doesn't play like 34, 35 minutes like we've been seeing. I imagine he plays like 25 or 24, 25 minutes, him and Bledsoe. So hard to pay that price tag for Middleton even when Giannis is out today. DeLon Wright's been balling lately. I wouldn't mind him at 7,300, even though that feels like an expensive price tag for DeLon Wright. The dude's been absolutely crushing lately. You could definitely pay up for him at shooting guard if you want to go there. But looking for other plays that we could possibly consider. If we're going for value here, there really isn't a ton of value that I love at shooting guard. Like Quinn Cook's the guy I really like, and he's only point guard value. Like you can't play him at shooting guard. Dwayne Bacon wouldn't mind at 4,300. His minutes should continue to be there since Charlotte. I have a feeling they're not going to be playing for anything in this game. I think Detroit, after Tuesday night, probably locked up that 8 seed. So Charlotte's probably done. Don't need to play their starters huge minutes. So I imagine they give their young guys some run here, which should open up a lot of minutes for Dwayne Bacon. Wouldn't mind going to him, but that's probably it for me at shooting guard. Let's go ahead and talk about some small forward plays now. So at small forward, no Giannis here. So PG, the most expensive option, 10,300. I do like paying it for PG today. I do prefer Westbrook for 1,500 more. But if you can get PG into your lineups, he's obviously a stud that you definitely want to pay it for, assuming OKC's playing for something, and he's going to see the minutes. Ben Simmons, I talked about back at point guard. I like quite a bit today, especially if Joel Embiid remains out. But other small forwards we could potentially go to. You got the Sixers guys you could potentially look to if Embiid's out. Butler and Harris both are 7,200. Mario Hezonja sat out on Tuesday. He was kind of a late scratch. Assuming he's playing here, he would definitely be an option you could consider at 6,600, but that's news we're going to have to wait and see on as the day goes on Tuesday. There's a lot of news we're still waiting on, so it's hard for me to give too big of a deep dive into the slate the night before, especially since we're waiting on a lot of news. But I'll do my best to cover what's available now. Assuming Hezonja sits, I think Kevin Knox at 5,700 is not the worst play. You could definitely look to him if Hezonja is out. But if we're talking about cheap value plays at small forward, not really a ton that stands out to me at this position. Maybe some Josh Okogie if Karl Anthony Towns is out again, but that's probably the only place I'm really looking to for small forward value. Let's go ahead and talk about power forward. This is definitely a position that's a lot more intriguing, a lot of value here I do like that we'll get to in a second. Before we get there, though, talking about some of the stud plays, you got like LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, John Collins, some top options here. I don't mind these guys, but I do prefer like paying up for Paul George at power forward. Griffin at 8,100 against the Knicks, you could definitely look to. Assuming LaMarcus Aldridge is going to play full minutes, he could be a play against Dallas. John Collins against the Pacers, not a matchup that I really like, so I probably would limit my exposure at power forward to just Griffin, Aldridge, and PG if I'm paying up. But this position is loaded with value. I do want to talk about some of the value plays that we have available at this position. So both guys that I really like here are 4,100. DJ Wilson against OKC I think is a really good value today. He's at center on Yahoo, which I don't love, but still he's very cheap. His minimum salary on Yahoo, definitely like him, even though he's at center. Minimum salary, hard to pass up, especially on a guy that's going to probably play 30-plus minutes here. No Brook Lopez, no Giannis for the Bucks here against OKC, so that's going to free up a ton of minutes for DJ Wilson. He's been playing about 22, 23 minutes regularly as of late. I expect he gets about 5 to 10 more minutes now that Lopez and Giannis are both out. Don't love the matchup with OKC, but DJ Wilson a pretty productive player. If he plays 30 minutes, can easily give you 30 DraftKings points. At 4,100, 30 DraftKings points is definitely really good value. So I do like him quite a bit as a value play. Other guy I really like is Gorgie Jang at the same price tag on DraftKings. Also same price tag on Yahoo. Minimum salary at center. So assuming Karl-Anthony Towns is out again, I think Gorgie Jang is really going to benefit. He did start for Towns on Tuesday night. As I'm recording this video, he's having a pretty good game. And Jang is a pretty productive player to where if he starts and gets the minutes, easily can pay off this price tag. Jang has had some big games this year, even in limited time. Like against Miami, 31 DraftKings points in 22 minutes. Against Portland, just 16 minutes, but 30 DraftKings points. If he plays anywhere close to 30 minutes, assuming Towns is out, could easily go for 30, 35, possibly even 40 DraftKings points. Jang is a very productive player. Just need him to get the minutes, and assuming Towns sits again, the minutes should be there for him. So DJ Wilson, Gorgie Jang, both guys, or two guys that I really like, both at power forward center, 4,100 on DraftKings. But let's go ahead and talk about center now. Before we end the video, go over this position. So I do like paying up for some of these top centers on DraftKings. On Yahoo, I won't be able to pay up for these guys because Jang and Wilson are both in my court, and both of them are center eligible. So that eliminates any of the stud centers on Yahoo, which obviously is annoying, but I think those two value plays are really hard to pass up. But on DraftKings, where you can play Wilson and Jang at power forward, that makes it to where you can pay up for two of these stud centers if you want to. And I do really like Rudy Gobert as one of the stud centers. He's down there at 8,600. He's cheaper than a lot of the other guys we have, like Drummond, Vooch, Jokic. Gobert 8,600 against the Clippers, I really like here. Such a great matchup for Gobert, facing a Clippers team that really can't rebound, struggles to defend bigs. This is a spot where Gobert has had a ton of success this year. Through two games against the Clippers, he's averaged 55 DraftKings points. 21 and 17 is his average against the Clippers so far this year. So I expect Rudy Gobert, assuming the Jazz have something to play for as well, I expect him to play about 36, 38 minutes. And he's probably going to score 50-plus DraftKings points given this matchup. So at 8,600, since you get the savings off of some of the other stud centers, Rudy Gobert definitely stands out to me. If I am looking to pay up at this position, I do like him quite a bit. But in the mid-range, if we're looking for centers here, Miles Turner has a great matchup against the Hawks. Wouldn't mind him at 6,800. Even Derek Favors at 6,200, also in a really good spot against the Clippers. You could look there. If we're going a little bit cheaper, Von Raab, 5,200 against Golden State. Wouldn't mind doing that, assuming Joakim Noah's out, which I believe he is. Raab's going to continue to play pretty big minutes. So you could look to him if you want to go to him. For value plays, though, it's kind of like the guys I've talked about, Jang and DJ Wilson. You can both play at center if you're looking for value. Those are the guys I really like if you're going cheap. Ersan Ilyasova as well. Don't want to overlook him. He should see a lot more minutes today with both Brook Lopez and Giannis out. Ilyasova probably starts at the 4. So at 3,700, you could definitely play him as a value play. But I think that's it for center, guys. I think that's it for the video. Last NBA video of the regular season. Have not decided yet if I'm going to make videos for the playoffs or not. I'm going to try to, but nothing's set in stone yet. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy these NBA videos. It was a lot of fun making them. We had a pretty good season. I think we hit on a lot of good plays pretty much all year. I had a couple big nights, especially towards the end of the year. On Yahoo, I was able to take down a couple tournaments. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Make sure you drop a like if you enjoyed. If you are new to the channel, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button as well. And like always, if you have questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Or you can leave any comments down below in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, appreciate you watching the videos. Hopefully you enjoyed them. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.